tumultuous applause from this crowd here in Huddersfield. England against Ireland in Group A of the Rugby League World Cup for 2013. The anthems giving everyone a taste, just the passion that will be on display this afternoon. 80 minutes of action, two home nations head to head, both of them looking for their very first win. And your commentary team will be Brian Noble, Jonathan Davis.
Thierry, you got me there, mate.
And Dave Woods.
Yep. Jamal.
Well, it's a day for Ireland to step up
and Jose.
to keep their World Cup
Good luck, boys.
alive. It's a day for England to try to put on some razzle-dazzle. This is the way they're lining up this afternoon. England with a couple of changes. Sam Burgess suspended. Josh Charnley, Lee Mossop been given the week off. So Tom Briscoe comes in on the wing. Sean O'Loughlin at loose forward. And James Graham returns. And he'll start on the bench. The Irish are missing two of their Super League players, Scott Griggs and Eamon O'Carroll, both injured in the Fiji game. Ben Curry moves to standoff, James Mendeka to fullback, and James Hassan starts. Young Danny Bridge comes into the 17 on the bench. And in the middle of it all is a Frenchman, Thierry Alibert, with whistle in hand. We have a video ref as well, as we do at all these World Cup games. Henry Perinara from New Zealand, who we will hear from if it's deemed necessary as the match goes on. Sean O'Loughlin. There must have been some doubts coming into this tournament with that injury he's had to the ankle, but he plays today, and that's good news from England's point of view. And it'll be his Wigan teammate, although no more. Pat Richards, having played his last game for Wigan in the grand final, will get this game underway. And watch the kickoff. Watch the kickoff. Pat Richards, the specialist with those high balls. England have spilled it, but they have managed to get it again. And every one of that England side would have known there was a bit of fancy footwork coming there from Pat Richards. He makes it a speciality. But England have survived that early scare and get their hands on the ball right at the very start here.
Yeah,
and have a penalty.
I expect to see a lot of high kicks, but it is very, very windy out there, blustery, swirling. I saw Sam Tompkins just taking a few high kicks. Very, very difficult, especially the Irish are playing with the sun really in their eyes, so kicking game could be crucial.
Look, we've got sun at this time of year in Northern England, but it is England with a second set here. Chris Hill, the Warrington prop forward, just 5 metres inside that Irish half. Roby out from dummy half. England begin to go through the motions here. Tompkins, the fullback, up in the line, pushing off two, has a run across, out to Westwood, who's met well in defence, but there's the offload. It's picked up by Callum Watkins, who's making decent strides. And that is only 2 tackles gone. 4 more to go. Here comes the impact man, George Burgess, driving to that middle point of that Irish half. Roby again, looking left where the numbers are for England. O'Loughlin, quick hand, Sinfield with a dummy. The Irish defence is smart enough at the moment. The ball's been stolen, and Ireland get it back again.
Terrific play.
Liam Finn, I think.
Yeah, it's Finn. It's smart play. His team are under pressure. England being expansive, looking really well structured and slick.
Oh, here's another.
Giving the ball back.
Giving it back, and England have it. And here comes Westwood down the middle from O'Loughlin's pass, and they want to get on with this quickly now. The Irish defence is looking to retreat. Roby goes down the blind side. Rangi Chase gets away from one. If he can get it loose, it's an England try here. It should be an England try. It will be an England try for Ryan Hall eventually. Leroy Cudjoe kept us guessing to the very last moment, but then finally did get it away. And with the Irish barely having touched the ball so far, England are already up and running.
It's a poor start by Ireland, really, purely because, you know, they tackle extremely well, and all of a sudden they get the ball, lose it on the first tackle, and then they're at 6-0 defensively. There's the first steal. You think just steady it down, get a good kick in. They lose the ball. Here we go. There's the hit. Ball comes loose. Set the midfield position up. It's too easy. Then they fall off tackles and leave offloads.
And there's the space and the structure that Roby first creates, and the offload from Chase, because you think he's closed down. Cudjoe makes hard work of this. He should have given it the first time. Has another opportunity because they can't lock the ball up, and Ryan Hall finishes easily in the corner. So made hard work. Not the start Ireland wanted, but certainly the start England wanted.
And that impressive record that Ryan Hall has at international level now. That's 15 tries on this, the occasion of his 17th cap. And that will go down as one of the easiest ones, but you still have to be there to score it, don't you?
He's a world-class winner, Dave. And we shouldn't forget that England have world-class players within this team.
This is Kevin Sinfield, who fits that bill with a kick. Oh, he's hit the post. Hit the post, so a little bit of a let-off from the Irish, because England only get 4, not the 2. But they do lead 4-0.
This is good run from Roby Hutton, half back. That's the missed tackle. Another offload. 2-on-1. Cudjoe gets a second chance. Ryan Hall scores.
So the Irish have to start again. Pat Richards has to start again, hoping this time the restart can cause some confusion in this England line. He's held by the wind as well here today. It's swirling all over the place. Rangi Chase with a safe pair of hands in the first instance, and Dave Allen with a smothering tackle.
Well, England have got the wind behind them, so if they need it, would be an easy opportunity to get a 40-20.
They're hanging from the rafters in Huddersfield here today. Big crowd at this, what do they call it these days? The John Smith Stadium. It's had a few names over the years. Here's Rangi Chase. He's offering off. Ferris, very much on home territory, of course, Brett Ferris. This is the ground where he plays his club rugby league.
I think the one thing England have got to do is, not be too lateral. They've got to go forward. They've got to prepare themselves well for the bigger semi-final, hopefully final clashes. Go forward, set the platform for their backs.
It's a local derby of sorts, this, isn't it? But even so, Brian Noble, England would have looked at this group beforehand and thought this is probably the easier game, comparatively, of this Group A. Oh, that's a spill by Mandeka, but he's gone backwards once, twice, picks it up, and he's able to recover his points.
I don't disagree with you, Dave, but Ireland are playing into England's hands. They've done everything that you shouldn't do. It's up to them to make this a competition. It's up to them to do things within their power to make sure that this is a tense game. And that means looking after the football, not giving penalties away at the wrong end of the field, and when they get the opportunity to kick the ball, to show England their prowess defensively. England, quite on the reverse, will want good structure, good slick, good execution, and brutal defence in and around the middle, as Jonathan says, to get ready for what's to come.
Here comes Cos Jason out from dummy half. The hooker replies his trade in the NRL, of course, with the North Queensland Cowboys. So there's a bit of pedigree there. There's pedigree sprinkled throughout this Irish team, especially with this fella, Liam Finn, not a Super League player, but a top class championship player, with a kick that England return through Briscoe, who threatens to make the break. He has that in him, doesn't he? That strength in the tackle.
Briscoe needs to play well, because Charnley was picked ahead of him in the first Australian game. He needs to show well to get himself back into the starting lineup for England.
Here comes Chase, who again has found a little bit of room, but he's forced out of play, you see. He's dropped the ball back in the field of play, but eventually bounces away, and Ireland will get the head and feet here on the halfway line.
That's not good play by Rangi Chase. Again, trying a little bit too much early on in the tackle count. Just needs, doesn't have to do too much at the moment, Rangi Chase. Just leave it happen for him.
I think he needs to get into a game, Jiffy. I think he needs to. I understand what you're saying about don't overplay, but I want to see him run. He's a runner. We need to see him run. We need to add what particular talents he has to this team.
He needs to run on the back of a good play the ball, not near the touchline. A defence is set. That's not his job. He's trying a little bit too hard, I think.
So Ireland with their best starting position in a set so far in this game. Stuart Littler just up to the halfway line. Cos Jason again. Here comes Curry playing at number 6 today. We're more used to seeing him play in the back row for Warrington. He's a tremendously talented young player, isn't he, Ben Curry?
He is.
Driven by Hassan. Penalty for Ireland.
Nice shot, isn't it? Yeah.
Elbow, according to the referee.
I give a penalty, boys.
Where did the elbow come there?
He missed that. I think he just missed it.
So Liam Finn with a kick to touch, and the Irish will be encouraged here. Having conceded early, they suddenly find themselves with a very good position. 15 yards away, 6 tackles to have a go at this England line, and there goes Brett White with that initial attempted insertion, but put down. Cos Jason again, good platform provided. This is Hassan now. Again, them muscling up down the middle. Cos Jason Looking to that right-hand side, good offload, and Hall has to come in, but the ball is still away.
Chance was there, wasn't it?
Damien Blanche.
Blanche is a little bit too far away. Difficult pass out of the tackle.
You're right, would have been a little bit closer there. It was a score for Ireland.
Because Jason again is going to have a go himself. 5 away, and they've still got tackles in the bag. Liam Finn now with a measured kick to the corner. Briscoe, Richards gets him just ahead of him. It's only the 5th tackle.
Did well, Briscoe there actually.
Back it comes. The kick from Curry. The test is for Hall, whose big arms get out there. Cudjoe catches it. What's he given here? Oh, he's given a knock-on. He was offside, but you can't be offside in the in-goal area, can you? But it was a knock-on.
Exactly. I just think, you know, the wind swirling, that's what they have to do. They have to put the ball in the air, and then it's anybody's ball.
It's a good kick from Finn. It's one to be competed for.
Make sure we're onside, Kevin. Hold on.
There's a knock-on from Hall in goal for Cudjoe.
So the Irish get another 6 here. Just riding their fortune at the moment. Here comes Dave Allen.
Right, Sean.
And England just having an early test, or they tackle the interference there from Cudjoe has brought that ball free. The referee, I think, is going to give the first knock on against England, though he has. It is head and feet for the Irish again.
Build the pressure on the Ireland, keep possession, get a set, repeat sets.
It's adjudicated there that Cudjoe knocks the ball down out of his hands.
Well, Ireland are going to be encouraged here, aren't they? 9 minutes played, given the start they had, a try after only 2 minutes conceded. But they're getting a welter of possession just at the moment. They need to take advantage. Here's Littler, who's driven in and put down. Because Jason picks up and dashes again. Curry now.
He's a smart footballer, this Cos Jason.
Come on. Wait.
Cos Jason. Left to Liam Finn. Finn has numbers. Plenty of there. Finnegan, one of them. Cos Jason again. Has a little scamper. This now is Liam Finn asking the questions of his players to come on. And here comes Hassan. James Hassan trying to bully his way forward. Cos Jason. Here's Finn. Working in harness. Those two again. Here's Dave Allen, who had a little punt. Put down. 2 tackles to go. Finn with a step. And the kick. Tompkins picks it up. Sam Tompkins. The recovery tackle coming in just in time as well from James Hassan. Otherwise Tompkins might have gone the distance.
Surrender.
There's Burgess. Less confusing this week, Sam having been suspended. It's George starting and Tom on the bench, the 2 twins. Westwood.
Free moment. Go.
Roby. Now Hill. Chris Hill.
Release. Four. Right.
Roby's the man who stands and waits here. Sam Burgess, there he is, watching on. Joseph alongside him has also been dropped down out of the 17 for this week. Here's Mendeka on the take on the bounce. The England chase is decent, and Ireland start to down.
Good chase by the Irish, closed them down, made the kick difficult.
Here's Mendeka. Ireland look to rattle it up here. Littler taking it forward again. England doing the hard work at the right end of the field from their point of view. They'll want to keep the Irish here for as long as they can, and that helps. That helps when Rory Cos-Jason can't pick up the ball, and England get their head and feet at the scrum.
Rangi, come here. I don't know exactly what's happened, but just be aware with your elbows. Yeah, before you kick.
Simply untidy, wasn't it?
The referee's having a word with Rangi Chase here about a little bit of afters in the backfield when his kick was nearly chased down.
Yeah.
Come on, boys. Time is off.
Time stopped here.
Okay, Dave.
These are the errors made so far in the game.
Come on, boys.
Game short of 12 minutes, but Ireland making 3 errors, England 2. And Mark Aston, the Irish coach, coaching an international side for the first time in this World Cup.
Break. It's not a water break.
He's done a terrific job at Sheffield over the last few years, hasn't he, the Sheffield Eagles?
Come on, guys.
Very, very competent coach, and I was chatting to him before the game and understands full well the nature of the challenge today.
Here comes Westwood. Roby's the man at dummy half here as England look to step it up again now. 40 metres away from that Irish line. Across it goes and Ferris gets the arm free. There were 3 on the overlap and here they come. Cudjoe back inside, no outside to Ryan Hall. He'll get his brace. customary tune. And England lead by 8 points to 0. And it's looking easy on that left-hand side.
Well, Littler and Allen have to do a whole lot better than they to close down the England play. But take nothing away from England. So some sublime centre play from Cudjoe, who lies on the inside and ends up passing on the outside. So at the line, Ferris with the offload. That's the great play. Cudjoe lies on the inside to Tompkins, knows Ryan Hall's there. The no-look pass, a great finish. But Brett Ferris with the offload in the tackle is the reason for the score.
Well, they enter the inside ball from Cudjoe to Tompkins, but suddenly realised there was a lot easier outside ball to Ryan Hall with no defenders there. 8-0 England lead. Sorry,
Dave. Yeah, sorry. I thought you always knew it was there.
Yeah, it's a great finish, but you know, it's Ireland have to wrap them up. There's too many offloads for them, and once they get behind, there's too much pace.
So England getting the warm response as they return back to their half. And Kevin Sinfield looking to hit the target for the first time today. He's hooked it again, and this time he has hooked it far enough. And England lead by 10 points to 0. And it is as expected and as hoped for the England camp. Steve McNamara, their coach, will be relatively confident and pleased with the way things have started here.
Here's the afters, little punch.
7, Kevin Sinfield. It's England 10, Ireland 0.
England lead 10-0. 30 minutes played. Again, it's a kick that's caught in the wind here, and Tompkins claimed it. Tompkins claimed it strongly there. Ryan Hall was underneath it, but Tompkins gave him a scream, didn't he? And made sure he was going to get that.
Well, they're just looking a bit ominous here, England. Very, very go forward, very great exit set. Hill now and Ferris and punching holes in this Irish line straight after the kick-off, and the great catch from Tompkins.
Here comes O'Loughlin, and Rangi Chase has let that ball release behind him, and Sinfield takes it, but instantly Peferangi is on his shoulders and puts him down, and England lose a yard or two, but they're trying to build some momentum here now. Here's Watkins on this right-hand side, a posse of defenders across to him to make sure his progress is limited to short of the halfway line. 5 gone, here comes the 6th. Sinfield with a kick. Curry tried to put pressure on, but Sinfield gets that kick away. Here comes Mendeka. England's line is up there, ready again, and Westwood with that first impact in the tackle. Let's hear from Tanya Arnold, who's down on the touchline.
Dave, the doctors have been taking a look at Brett White. Took a nasty knock to the head, and they've said that they're going to keep a very close eye on him for the next 5 minutes.
Well, not helpful from the Irish point of view. But here he is still playing, despite that knock to the head. Because Jason has fallen on the scruffy ball to keep Ireland in possession, but they're doing the hard yards at the moment, and England's defence is keeping them penned where they want them to be. This is Finn.
Yeah, it's very difficult for them because with a strong wind against them, they've got to make a good yardage to get any field position from the kick. Unfortunately, they're not. That's their first tackle. It's on the 10 metre line, so very, very good opportunity for England to make a very wild-worth attack into the Irish half, really.
We saw the possession and territory stacks so far this game, and they are stacked in England's favour by a considerable margin, and the scoreline reflecting that as well, and there's more to come. You would feel the way this game has started. Here's Ryan Hall. This is Roby. Up and rolling. Back to Rangi Chase. O'Loughlin comes on, a willing runner. So much hard work down the middle, Sean O'Loughlin. 15 yards away. Roby again. Now it's Chase. Chase with a step off the right foot, offering it to Burgess. Dummies and then offloads, and Sinfield carries it on, looking to isolate them again on that left-hand side. Cudjoe comes back down the middle. Ferris was there. Cudjoe still going. Pops it up to Roby. Here's Rangi Chase. Chase with a kick out to this right-hand side, and Briscoe, who gets the veteran Bridges and scores a fabulous England try. Tom Briscoe in at the corner. England rewarded for creativity if it goes their way. It's gone to the video referee, so let's hear from Henry Perinara as he watches through these replays.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm happy that he's kicked it. Have we got anything wider to see if this wing is onside? I'm happy that he hasn't gone around and kicked it. I just need to see if this winger is onside. This is the widest one. Okay. All right, so that's the only shot that we've got. All right. Okay, Jamal, do you have an opinion? I cannot see. So, Jamal, have you got an opinion? Sorry? Okay, all right, so Thierry, can we just get a grounding, a final grounding? Okay, yeah, happy that's all him. And we'll just pause it on the grounding. And bingo. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the board for a try with the benefit of the doubt. Thanks, mate.
So here comes the decision. You heard the video referee just checking in with the touchers there, Jamal Thompson. If he had an opinion on whether that was onside or not, and clearly he thought it was. And England have their third try. It's a very good start from this England team.
It's a terrific start, and they're starting to look a little bit, at this early stage even, a little bit too strong. This Irish team, the offloads are coming, half tackles being made, not completely covering the ball up, giving everybody the opportunity to offload, and then Maggie Chase pretty much kicked at will there for Briscoe on the outside of Richards and beats him to the jump.
And boy, England needed this, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they needed a little bit of confidence after last week. They started well last week and then just made a couple of errors, as Brian said, pre-match. Belief, that's what they want, and confidence.
Well, Kevin Sinfield is certainly getting his kicking practice in here, isn't he? They're not making it easy for him, both touchlines so far on which they've scored. And he's not able to find the target on that occasion. 14-0, England lead. And we need a response from Ireland now, don't we?
They've got to give himself a chance. But here we see Maggie Chase goes at the line and he can't be wrapped up. That's his strength in the tackle. The offload comes and Sinfield has a dab and Cudjoe looking too strong. 2 or 3 missed tackles, 4 missed tackles, offload. Roby out the back. Chase not challenged, allowed to kick for 3. Briscoe on the outside of Richards and completes the catch.
Here we go again, another restart from Richards, another problem for England, but Ryan Hall diffuses it on that occasion.
Yeah, the problem has been just falling off tackles for Ireland. That has been the major problem.
And James Graham is on the field, first time in this World Cup. I'm sure he'll have wound himself up in anticipation of this moment. And Lachlan across to Tompkins. England threatening again. Tompkins down this right-hand side. Options to his right in Briscoe. Briscoe steps back on the inside, turns the defender inside out, and Tom Briscoe, literally moments after opening his account, has got a second. England racing to 18 points to 0. They're ripping Ireland apart here.
Yeah, they are. Just too much power up front and then pace, behind. They get on the outside shoulder, and if you show Tompkins the outside shoulder, he is going to take it. Good support, checks inside, very, very simple try. Second try for Briscoe.
Well, here we see the slick hands from Hill to Lachlan out the back to Tompkins, a familiar play from the Wigan team, so they'll be comfortable with that, and he's gone, as Jiffy says. Briscoe has a straight run in, no inside defence, no inside cover from the Irish. Just had to beat the fullback, Tom Briscoe, and he does that plenty of days of the week. Good hands.
Kevin Sinfield with a much simpler kick this time, but what a marker England are laying down here. I won't ask Brian Noble that question because he's just filling his face with a sandwich. So I'll ask Jonathan Davis, what a marker England are laying down here.
Yeah, they're just simple really, but they're having a lot of space off Ireland. Ireland aren't closing them down and they are making the most of it.
Sinfield's kick, 2 out of 4, and England lead by 20 points to 0, and so far so very good for this England team.
Yeah.
Well, it might be a case of here we see Tompkins on the outside shoulder and he's gone, and this is the kind of thing he needs. Ball with space. Briscoe's his willing accomplice here, steps on the inside of Mandeka and it's an easy running for him.
I think we just heard hints of that sandwich in that final comment there. Pat Richards to restart. Ryan Hall's underneath it again here. The Irish are chasing hard, but Hall takes it just about as clean as it's been all afternoon. And England wind themselves up again here, having scored back-to-back tries without the Irish getting their hands on the ball. Possession at the moment is absolutely phenomenal in England's favour. 73%.
Ireland do have to get their hands on the ball in some decent field position, but to do that they've got to do that element of tough stuff. They've got to stop England's offload, stop their go forward. Structure is fantastic.
Here comes Watkins through the gap. Not a forward pass. The referee was right there. Westwood to Sinfield. Sinfield has his choice. Ferris is up there. Ferris with the offload. Kutcher with the pass. Hall for the hat-trick. Hall has got a hat-trick. My word. They're putting the sword through this Irish team. Ryan Hall with 3. And it's a Briscoe's true. And it all adds up to a very, very good England start.
Well, their shape's good, their structure's good. They've been allowed to play here with all the possession that they've had, and maybe a hint of a couple of forward passes in the play here, but adjudicated to, well, that's more than a hint of a forward pass, but it's play on, Westwood plays on, Sinfield in support, and it's the structure here. James Graham out to Rangy Chase, releases their half. Watkins hits a great line and a great hole, and Westwood on the inside. Sinfield keeps the ball alive. Ferris again in traffic keeps the ball alive to Cudjoe, and Ryan Hall from there. It's
very difficult to stop him, isn't it? Very difficult to stop Ryan Hall from there.
Do your best.
That's a forward pass.
It's all about the way the fingers are pointing, isn't it?
You could point your fingers whichever way you wanted there, Dave. That was a forward pass.
That was a forward pass, Dave.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
But
he's not complaining. That's try number 3. So what's that, his tally now? 17 games, 17 tries.
Not a bad strike rate for a winger.
Kevin Sinfield's been sent to the touchline again. Be hoping the second rowers and the props will start scoring soon. But then, if he's kicking like that, he's put it wide. I thought it was going through the sticks, but he has put it wide, so it's 2 out of 5. And just as well from the Irish point of view, because 24 points to 0 is bad enough without the conversions going.
Yeah, this could have gone either way, really. The play, is to create the extra man outside. Callum Watkins gets the ball, but there was still a man over on the right-hand side. Good support play. They don't panic. Good offload there again. In fairness, and then easy finish for Ryan Hall. Too big and too strong.
I really like England's play selection just this last 5 minutes. Hill and Graham have taken them forward when they've had to do. When they've got Ireland on the back foot and they've got the shape to play, they've played out the back as well. Smart play.
Here's a Lachlan.
This guy makes a difference. He makes a difference to England right throughout this tournament.
He's oft been underrated, hasn't he, Sean O'Loughlin, over the years in his career?
He does everything well, he links well, he times his running well. He's a very, very good player. He can play, a tough game or the footballing game.
Here's Ferris. Quickly away from Roby again, runs into the shoulder of Anthony Mullally. There's another Huddersfield giant out there today, the Irish forward. O'Loughlin, left to Cudjoe. Cudjoe into the hands of Tompkins. Tompkins now feeds it inside for an easy try for Brett Ferris. And that will be very popular in these parts. It is now 4 tries, if this is given. 4 tries that England have scored without Ireland touching the ball. But it needs a video referee to adjudicate here. So let's hear from Henry Perenara again.
Just need to see if Sam Tompkins has possibly caught this behind. Okay, here we go. I need this one to go slow. Okay, I'm pretty happy. Have we got another angle from that top one, look from that top corner, if possible? I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. Right, so slow. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Yes, into the grounding. Follow this through. Put it down. Can you put it down? There we go. Yep, that's a TRY try.
So here we go with the decision. We know the answer to this. It is going to be England's 6th try already. Less than 24 minutes played. Brett Ferris, the local lad, in terms of the club he plays for, with the 6th try. I tell you what, if Stuart Littler had been obstructed there, if that was given, that would have been very harsh, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Stuart Littler made a poor decision, whichever way you look at it, because he's neither gone in and stopped the play or gone out and done the thing he should have, tried to make a defensive play. He's found a way out there.
So Kevin Sinfield puts the ball between the sticks again, and England now take it up to 30 points to nil. They're scoring at well more than a point a minute.
Yeah, decision making. They're falling off tackle, but decision making is it's not great in defence at the moment. But hey, you can only play what's in front of you, and England are playing very, very well.
Let's hear from Tanya Arnold down on the touchline. Tanya.
Yeah, I've got Sam Burgess with me. Sam, a great start for England this.
Yeah, it's a great start. The boys have been very good in holding the ball. You can get carried away at times when you're running away with the game, but they've been very good at the minute. It's a great atmosphere down here at Huddersfield.
I'm sure there'll be a huge focus on keeping this going for the full 80 minutes.
Yeah, of course. I think that's the main thing we're focusing on, our performance today. It's been a good focus point all week for us to grind out a good 80 minutes, and at the moment the guys are doing that. It's a joy to watch.
Enjoy watching, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Here's Hill. And the thing is here, Brian Noble, I mean, we know that England should have won today. Maybe not as easy as this, but they should have won. There's been a lot of occasions where England should have won games and have stuttered towards it or have lost games. It's really good to see them putting in a performance like this from an English point of view.
Well, it's good to see good decisions and good sense of play from Kudjoe there, in and out on the player, but it's all about their decisions from now on in. They need to stay tough mentally.
Sinfield again looking for the kick, putting the pressure on Richards, but he's an easy taker of a lob ball into his hands and can't get past Sinfield, the kicker, who came in and did a good job in defence there. James Mandeka now picks it up. They must be shell-shocked, the Irish here. This is the first time they've had the ball for about 6 or 7 minutes.
Nearly 80% possession, so on 60% territory.
Tyrone McCarthy with the offload. Has gone straight into the hands of Kevin Sinfield. Not quite the pace to go the distance. Mandeka had him trapped. But England still find themselves in position A. And retreating back into the line. Tyrone McCarthy was clearly offside. It was an accidental involvement there from Tyrone McCarthy, but the referee gives a penalty. James Roby readying himself for the moment that he sets another England attack going here. With this tap, James Graham might just fancy a charge. Here he comes, taking on that line. Mullally, one of those across there to make the tackle. Roby now stands 5 yards away. There's another try in the air here. It's a Lachlan who goes for the muscular route. Bit of a barge, but the Irish have him repelled. Roby, Rangi chase. Ferris went without the ball. Elected by Mullally. Referee says we'll take the first, and Ireland get the head and feet.
That's one of the first mistakes I think England have done in 27 minutes, which, as you said, I always thought today that this game would be all about the English performance. I don't think the score was ever in doubt, but the way they played, and they've executed their plays exceptionally well.
I think it's the balance that I like, Jiffy, the decisions to play tough and when the decision to play out the back, and that might be the difference between winning or not winning this World Cup.
Robbie Hunter-Paul, what are you thinking down on the touchline?
Well, I've got to say, it's not going to get any easier for the Irish for the last 12 minutes. This wind has picked up, and I've got to admit, I'm really glad I brought these gloves along because it's chilly down on the sideline. The wind's whipping through, so at the moment, Ireland's having to run everything out of their own half. Because as soon as they try to kick the ball, they're only getting about 20 metres on it. It's going to be a tough final 12 minutes for the Irish team.
Well, they're getting a purchase here. Here's Pat Richards on his way back to the NRL next year, of course, with the West Tigers after his 8 years at Wigan, and he's got a penalty here too. So here they go, Ireland with a rare opportunity to start a set inside the English half. What can they make of this now? This is Danny Bridge, young Danny Bridge from the Warrington Wolves. Bezic, because Jason hands it on for Antti Mullally to have a dig. And quickly Bezic's up there at dummy half again. Dummy's one way, goes to the right. Stepping away goes Dave Allen. Got the arms free and the offload. Littler as the Irish keep it alive. Danny Bridge, Sean, they've given it away again. They've given it away again. And England back in possession.
Well, got to complete your set.
Interchange for
Callum
England,
Watkins.
coming off number 8, Chris Hill.
I was going to ask you, Brian Noble, from an Irish point of view, if you've ever been involved in a game where it's just been so one-sided, and you have, haven't you? The 71-10 semi-final Wigan against Bradford all those years ago. So what's the mindset on the field, though? You're glad I reminded you of that, aren't you?
You love to take me back to the dark places, don't you?
What is the mindset of the Irish now? I mean, is it panic? What is it? What's going on?
It's not panic, but it's just... It kind of becomes frustrating because England are playing so well. It was a little bit of a forward pass there, and they picked that up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you try too hard when you're so far behind, and you compound what's going wrong. You try to play a bit too much with offload. You've got to find a 5 or 6 minute period where you just get yourselves back into the game. Try and get a score on the board and go back to what coach and players decided to do at the start of the game. If you possibly can do that. If you're a long way behind in these do or die situations, then you've got to chance your arm, but that often leads to the other side scoring more points.
You're going to try to play catch up, but 30 points is too much of a catch up. You've just got to again go through the sets, get a good kick in, and see what happens.
Well, if it's a consoling thought, Ireland play Australia next week.
Yeah.
But it is in Ireland, in Limerick. They'll have a home crowd behind them. Big crowd at Limerick next week. And realistically, today, their last chance really of claiming a place in the knockout stages of the World Cup. If they lose this today, which of course they will now, then it's all but mathematically certain that their hopes of a knockout place is over. Here's Mullally. It's Bezic in a dummy half. Dave Allen takes it on again, and costs Jason. Met by some rigorous England defence. Bezic, it's Finn, the kick back to the middle, but there are plenty of English players there, including Rangi Chase to take it, and an offside chase from the Irish, and so it'll be a penalty for England back on the 10-metre line. Doesn't improve from Ireland's point of view.
No.
Sinfield's kick is pretty big. It's taken England just beyond the halfway line, I think, here. Or up to the halfway line with the tap, which Watkins will take. Sinfield spinning it left. Here's Rangi Chase. Sam Tompkins chiming in. There's a little wiggle of the hips, but Dave Allen on the floor. And now it just gets a little sparky. Stuart Littler, and the touch judge is on as well. He's seen something now. Has Littler done something on the floor here that provokes Sam Tompkins?
Well, he says a little foot gone in there somewhere, so I'm not sure what's happening here. Let's have a look.
Go on 10. Go back on 10.
Just a little high, and Tompkins kicks out, doesn't he? There's a knee in the face. All good family fun, really, isn't it?
There's nothing going on there. Then a reaction.
Touches on. Jose Pereira is the man on the far side with the flag, and Thierry Alabert will get the penalty for England here, which surely gives England another good station to start.
Come on, 10! Wait, come on!
Roby with the tap. Rangi Chase offered on. Tom Burgess on from the bench. Another penalty. A little bit fussy here, the ref, isn't he? England have another penalty. Not that they need it.
Not game-changing decisions, are they?
No, not really. Here comes Graham. Graham with a pass at the line. He does that so well, but Tom Burgess can't hold it. And Ireland get away with it with a scrum head and feet.
Well, the last 3 sets England got a little bit scruffy by their starting standards, and that's the danger. When you're so far ahead, you want to play.
Say from Tanya Arnold. Tanya.
Yeah, I've got Ireland's Eamon O'Carroll with me. Eamon, how frustrating the errors that Ireland are coming up with. They're not helping themselves, are they?
No, we're not. The boys are going to be disappointed with that. We spoke all week how we wanted a big start, and we're just not respecting the ball or field position really. So yeah, real disappointing.
Eamon, first one side.
Yes.
So they'll be looking for a solid set here, just to get themselves from this end of the field and not hand England any advantage. Here's Bezic. A wind up and a run by Luke Ambler, who's carried it well into an English line, and Added a little bit of gusto to this Irish effort, and out from dummy half goes Bezic, who's going to have a go himself, but England's defence is strong there down the middle. Jason left to Mullally. Mullally will take on Graham. Ferris coming in and helping out with that defensive moment. Liam Finn, it's a clever little kick which doesn't quite come off. And Roby couldn't quite pick it up.
He didn't have to panic there as well.
Jason was coming across, but he'd have had a chance there, wouldn't he, Roby, had he taken that cleanly?
I just feel that they're struggling, you know, to make those yardages. They haven't got the, you know, the physical presence in the forwards, you know, to cause, you know, damage into that defensive line. So it's very difficult. No platform. It's in total control, England.
There's Brett White. You can see the nature of his head injury. He doesn't look too healthy, does he? And he's off the field for the moment. So Ireland with possession inside the English half. Can they get some kind of spirit going again before the half-time hooter sounds? They've got 5 and a bit minutes to try and claw themselves in terms of pride back into this contest. Bezic. Here's Liam Finn. Taken on by Dave Allen. They had such a wonderful 2008 World Cup, the Irish, getting through their group against Samoa and Tonga against the odds. But so far it's been one to forget. This time around, they're getting close here though. Finn on the final tackle with a kick. It's Sinfield who jumped from the field of play. He's going to be tackled in the in-goal area and a drop out underneath the sticks.
Nice kick, nice to finish from Finn, and a great chase. Sinfield jumps from the field of play, so it's not defused the bomb as such, and Curry that finishes off the tackle on Sinfield and gives Ireland the opportunity of another 6.
4 minutes of the half remaining. Here comes Sinfield with that dropout. And a big return from Luke Ambler. Oh, what about a hit from O'Loughlin there? You talk about his toughness. But the ref says it was a shoulder charge. Outlawed this year, of course, in rugby league.
No use of the arms there whatsoever. Still a good hit though.
And it is in players' DNA, isn't it? That's the problem.
Crazy rule, totally.
Here's Finn.
Good thing for Ireland now. They've had a bit of possession, a bit of territory, good field position.
Bezic quickly up at dummy half. Kostiasin's to his left, but he's missed him and gone to Finn instead. And this is Ben Curry now. And he's lost it. Watkins picks it up. He can destroy her. He can destroy her, but Ireland's defence recovers quickly enough. Very early in the tackle count again. The offload, you know, goes down. We've not had many mismatches in this World Cup so far. 48-0 for New Zealand last night against France was the biggest of them. But a day later, England are making sure this is a mismatch in mighty style. Roby, now Graham. Roby again, in a dummy half. England moving with menace, back inside the Irish half. O'Loughlin now down that middle once more. Trying to get the arms free, can't do so. Put down. 4 tackles gone, 2 to go. England will fancy it from this position. Sinfield's pass, Tompkins' kick, chase across from Mendeka. Look how he's been isolated, and Ireland have to stay there, have to start from there. Yeah, start from there, and the wind against. And again, Brian, back to your right decisions, that was a really good kick, wasn't it? In the circumstances, England might have been looking for some flamboyance from the crowd's point of view, but from an England structure point of view, a really good kick.
Yeah. They have to get used for when it matters, Dave. And that was the reflection of Tompkins' kick there.
Off goes Damien Blanche, very much a hero of 2008. Remember him scoring a try or 2. Bezic, Finn, Roby got forward quickly to try and close him down. Finn gets the kick away, but straight into the hands of Tompkins, and here come England with Tompkins, who's seen the gap and goes to Cutjo. No, he's given it, it's Rami Chase rather, he's given that as a forward pass. But I thought the one that led to the try a little earlier was perhaps a better candidate as being a forward pass.
Yeah, that's the one that's got me scratching my head. I didn't think that one was, and the other one was like, well forward.
Have a look.
It's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
not forward, and his hands are back.
Maybe a little bit of charity being shown by our French referee Thierry Alibert.
One more, heads in. Okay, out.
Very nearly the final minute of the half. Peferangi having a go. To get the arm free to flick one to Richards, but he can't do. England's sandwiching defence in the form of Watkins and Briscoe, making sure that couldn't happen. Here's Ambler spinning away like a top, but again well marshalled by those defenders in white. Finn. Here's Bridge. Wrestled by a Burgess. Bezic. Liam Finn. Kick again. It's I think taken a little bit of a deflection, has it? Tompkins is going to leave it. The dive there could cost Jason, but it was always going to go dead. It hadn't taken a deflection. It is England's tap back on the 20.
I'll take a couple of tackles now. In at half time, start again. Simple, good job done in the first half. As Brian said, it's been they've been very, very clinical, but the options that they've taken has been quite impressive.
Here's Sinfield looking for the kick over the top. The arms were reached. It's Richards who drops on it in the end. And this will be the final play of the half. The hooter will sound in just a moment. Peferangi with a kick forward. Tompkins watching it and happy enough just to push it out of play. And England happy enough with their first half performance, especially that explosive spell in the middle of the half. The 7 minutes in which they scored 4 tries without the Irish even putting a hand on the ball and barely putting a hand on an England attacker. 30 points to 0. England lead. Clear results in this group. I don't think points difference is ever going to be an issue in terms of where you qualify, but what is going to be an issue is England again building on this confidence and building on this form, isn't it, in the second half now?
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think Ireland's strategy will change slightly. I think they'll look. I think this wind is going with them. If we look at our screens, it's blowing from in the main from left to right, and they need to use that and probably rely on something that's let them down in the first stand and pick up their defence a little bit and try and restrict the territory of England.
Yeah, they've got to use the wind now, Ireland. Complete the sets, get a good kick and a good chase. You know, just stop England from playing.
Well, they got a penalty here. There's an encouragement for the other side in green right at the second half, and James Graham, I think, has said something to the referee because he's pointing to his lips there. Let's hear what he has to say. Well, he called out Kevin Sinfield there to say, look, that fella there with the ginger hairs just said something to me that I don't like, so I'm going to give Ireland a penalty.
Yeah, well, the next step's an ASBO for James Graham, so he needs to keep his mouth shut.
Pardon my French, quite literally, from James Graham's point of view. Here comes the drive from Luke Ambler as Ireland find themselves in a decent position at the start of this half. Bezic's the man at dummy half. It's Antti Mullally who tries to push his way through that very eager England defence. Bezic again now. Good start here for Ireland. Liam Finn is trying to time the pass to the very last minute to try and fox those England defenders. It doesn't work. And Ireland, with still tackles to go, still have an opportunity here because Jason will have a go. 5 away, 4 tackles gone. Ireland looking for a real boost here if they can. Bezic again, dummies left, goes right, but just a little bit laboured enough for the England defenders to respond and make sure he's wrapped up neatly and nicely. Because Jason kicks it to the in-goal area, it rattles around, and Ryan Hall touches down for the 4th time today, but this one in his own in-goal area and concedes the dropout underneath. So it's a penalty anyway, penalty for offside. Let's hear from Tanya. What's been said at half-time, Tanya?
Well, not surprisingly, Steve McNamara pretty happy. He's saying happy with the attack. We've got to keep our shape. The quality of skill level was good. The decision-making was good. He wants more of that in the second half. But he also wants a bit more speed in defence. He has said to his side, though, no silly lapses, no fighting, etc. He wants everybody available next week. They have, though, been working on George Bezos' right knee. It is quite strapped up. As for Mark Aston, he said, don't feel sorry for yourselves. That half's gone. We've got to respect the ball, up our completion rate and tighten up our defence.
It's the old cliche, isn't it? Play as though it's a clean sheet at the start of the second half. Let's win the half. Let's win the half. But England have similar intentions here. And Tom Burgess rolls it forward. Mark Aston looks glumly on. Left to chase.
It's a tough World Cup so far for Ireland.
Here's Ferres, who's been galloping down that channel a lot this season in Huddersfield colours. It's back to Rangi Chase. Trying to get a little under the defender pass going there, but covered up easily enough by Bezic. Roby, Sinfield, offering it on for the charge of Tom Burgess. And here comes the last. Roby again. Sinfield kicks back to where it came from. Up go the Leeds. Blanchie's up there, but Cudjoe knocks it back. It's kept alive to Rangi Chase. Chase with his clever handling and very nearly foxing the Irish defence. Well, that's the kind of stuff we see him do for Castleford week in, week out, and the first real glimpse in England colours.
Yeah, I think he foxed himself in the end there. I think he was over the line. If you recognise this, because he bamboozles everybody, he's through. Just go for the line. Dive for the line. You have to say a good defensive effort.
It's a good tackle.
Bit of the Tommy Coopers in the end, wasn't it? Not just like that. He's one of yours next year as well, isn't he?
Tommy Cooper?
No, Rangi Chase. You might need Tommy Cooper next year.
Oh, thanks, Dave. Good confidence.
That's okay. Brian Noble in charge of the Salford Red Devil Revolution next year. With all the money they've spent, all the big names they brought in. It's an exciting year, isn't it? Exciting.
Can't wait.
Here come the Irish. Bezic out of dummy half.
He's made a difference as Bob Bezic since he's been there. Costigan playing on the fringes a little bit more. A good player that he is.
Playing in the Championship at the moment, isn't he? Bezic with Leeds Centurions, but a lot of Super League experience at Wigan and Widnes. That kick's too big.
That just shows how strong that wind is. That was a massive kick.
Right.
Massive kick.
That's just been reported as a satellite.
Right in the middle.
He's had a giggle about it.
Even he can grin. Taken back by Cudjoe. Roby at dummy half. Graham's waiting here. Here comes James Graham.
I think this one. I think England need to raise their performance. You know, they're a little bit lethargic at the moment. You know,
they're winning 30 points to nil, Jiffy.
Hey, they're winning 30 points to nil against Ireland. They won't be winning 30 points to nil against New Zealand in the semi-final, and that's what's crucial.
Here comes Tompkins to chime in again.
They've got to push themselves now.
Always offers that threat, doesn't he? But he's lost possession here. And Pat Richards looks in a bad way as well. He's kept his head to the ground.
Because he was shouting about
James Graham's still trying to find out from Thierry Alibert what he penalised him for before.
Well, I hope it keeps the question clean. Pat Richards still a little bit dazed. Check of the upper cheekbone to make sure everything's intact. It is, so he can carry on.
Looks like he's got a finger in the eye there, doesn't he?
Over 200 games at Wigan. Pat Richards, 160 tries in that time as well. He has been a real star in Cherry and White. This is Pefarangi. Here's Bezic at dummy half, Ireland. On that fringe of the England half as they try to take themselves forward again.
Conditions are getting worse. The wind's really swirling now. And the rain has kept away.
Ambler, an eager and willing runner. Bezic, here's Finn. Finn now up to the line. Back it goes to Kostjason, and a step by Littler. And Littler trying to force his way through. Bezic. Finn. England ready and waiting in their defensive line here, just soaking up these Irish efforts time after time. So here comes the last, and Finn again will put the kick to the corner. It bounces awkwardly, but into the hands of the end of Sam Tompkins.
They're playing the game in the right area, but Mark Aston, who's a shrewd scrum half, you know, be disappointed with that kind of completes the kick on the last.
It's a fair carry from Briscoe. He's carried that from his own 5-metre line and ended up on the 35. He's a strong bowler.
Coming on, number 8, Chris Hill, and number 12, Ben Westwood.
Roby's the man at dummy half as England look to set rolling again here. Westwood. And tell us about Ben Westwood, Brian Noble, because he's another one who really adds an X factor to this England side, isn't he?
I think he's tough. I think he's aggressive. He's often accused of being overly aggressive at some times, but his skill levels are high. He's one of those players that it's a little bit of a fear factor when teams play him, because Very aggressive.
Rangi Chase is going to put it high. Mendeka, the youngster underneath it, has caught it safely enough despite the chase here of Carl Ablett, and runs it away.
It's good take now because the ball is going away from him. He had to judge it very, very well. Good chase by England. In total control of this game, they're slowing the play of the ball. You know, they're just dominating possession. Ireland have got a little bit of field possession, but as I said, it's now about their performance and picking their game up, picking the tempo up, working their defensive structures.
Pefarangi just before the halfway. Ireland with one tackle after this. There's Neil Fox, by the way, the great Neil Fox, MBE, the record points holder in Rugby League, 6,220 points. Neil Fox, what about that? Kick for Sam Tompkins. Tompkins will collect and runs it back to the 20-metre line, and then he's going to be tackled.
The other fact from Neil Fox that I found out about the dinner that we had yesterday evening, over 800 games in Rugby League, Dave.
Well,
800.
Just take you through a few stats on Neil Fox in just a minute. Here comes Cutcho. Now it's Ryan Hall. Hall's going to be tackled. Hold that thought. Penalty here for England. So just before this penalty is taken, 6,220 points. If anyone wants to break that record, they'd have to play for 20 years, and every year they'd have to play 30 games, and in every one of those games they'd have to score 10 points. And if you did that, you'd still be 220 points short of his record. That's how phenomenal that is.
My fact's better than yours. Over 800 games.
That's incredible.
Neil Fox, MBE, is in the Hall of Fame, the Rugby League Hall of Fame.
If there were two Hall of Fames, it'd be in both with the amount of games he played.
And the amount of points he scored as well.
Incredible player, person.
Here's Roby, up from dummy half. Rangi Chase now, trying to bring them on, and England looking to find that Irish juggler again if they can here.
Yeah, pick a tempo up now, pick the tempo up.
Roby back to Graham. Graham hard into that, but he can't wrestle himself away from those two defenders. Roby now. Many to the left, including Rangi Chase, the magician on times. Off to Ferrez. Not given much chance of making the break there. It's Roby. Now it's Chase. This is Hill. Hill looking to slip one out of the back door. Roby picks it up now and back to Sinfield. And Sinfield with a kick straight into the hands there. Straight into the hands of Ben Curry. So it's not quite zipping in this second half, is it? Not quite zipping.
Just a bit scruffy finish there for England. You know, that's where they need to roll the ball into the in goal and get the ball back to show their prowess and their physical strength and their dominance in this game.
Here's Bezic. Bob Bezic, the rain's coming down pretty hard at the moment.
I thought I mentioned there was no rain. It's horrendous conditions now. You know, it's dreadful conditions. So it's going to be very, very difficult to keep the ball, you know, without the big hits. It's dreadful conditions.
Rangi Chase, who are top tacklers so far today, the two number 9s, James Roby and Rory Cos-Jason, very much the engine rooms in the modern game, aren't they? The number 9s from dummy half, but especially in defence as well. Sinfield out. Here's Graham. Just subtly suggested he might pass the ball before less than subtly slamming into that line, pulling up his socks now. Here's Carl Ablett to that right-hand side. Watkins searching back on the inside. Good hands here by England. Rangi Chase. Dummies. Bamboozles. Smashed by Littler. Penalty for England.
Yeah, high shot. There you go. Does he?
Just high tackle.
Yeah, gets him.
Hammer around the neck.
So here they go again, England, to have another go at this brave Irish line. In the second half, Ireland have kept them out for 12 minutes, but England rolling on. Westwood, though, has knocked it on, and Ireland get the relief of head and feet at the scrum.
Well, they're going to experience these conditions again, so take the opportunity to play in these conditions. It's got to limit the skill of both teams. Both teams will try and keep their shape and do the same things, but if you bend your shoulders in around here, you're going to force some errors.
Sorry, it's just small.
Talk about a big crowd and the big crowds throughout this tournament. Well, 24,375 packed inside this stadium today. It's a stadium record. They've never had a bigger crowd for either football or rugby league in here.
Good effort.
And they just keep rolling in, don't they, the big crowds throughout this tournament. Perhaps not on the edge of their seats today, but comfortably sitting back, witnessing a very decent England performance. Here's Curry. James Hassan.
That says it all. The meters, total meters there, look. It's dreadful conditions now.
It's windy, it's wet, but it's sunny from an English perspective. Littler down this right-hand side. Blanche looking for a way in. He's not only stopped, he's dragged out of play.
He had absolutely nowhere to go there, Blanche. His face says it all. Look, Littler's going.
Still can't even forgive Stuart Littler for the ball, can he?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Blanche, is that the French pronunciation?
Yeah, he plays in France.
Yes.
He did. He's just quit this year, hasn't
Blanche.
he?
Okay?
We'll take him back to Blanche then.
I think my lips are freezing. That's what it is.
Just get away. On the move, good boys.
Well, I think he's from New South Wales originally, isn't he? And the old South Walian alongside me is getting a bit soft at his old age.
Let's take time.
Angry chase. Oh, Sinfield might have been a bit lucky to get away with that. There was a bit of a fumble at the back of the scrum. Sinfield. Ablett. Effort by James Hassan. Just managed to slow him down before the reinforcements came in. Scruffy.
I have no idea what was going on there. I think Simon Finnegan had his hand on him, but
Simon!
I don't know what was going on. I just waiting for something to happen. I don't know what it was. Whether Ablett was injured or...
What was going on?
Well, I presume he's given the penalty in the end, but not square, because they were standing next to each other, weren't they?
Oh, it was, I don't think it was a punch thrown or nothing.
Here comes Graham. Solidly taking it forward again. What have you made of his performance today, Brian?
Very solid. Would you say England look a better team with him in the unit? He can play at the line, and he can also carry the ball real tough.
Widup's on. He just had to hold the line of his run there because Ablett had run beyond him, and if he'd gone past, it would have been a crossing movement.
I think it's interesting to see how Widup goes now as well, because I think he's still got a chance of pushing himself into that side.
We saw this at more or less this stage in the last game, didn't we? Sinfield's gone to 9 now with Roby taking time off the field, so Sinfield in at that dummy half position. Widup coming in to the halves. Here is Sinfield. This is Graham again. Widup with a kick towards the corner. Look how much time Briscoe's got for a hat-trick. There's a warning. Puts it back inside instead for Callum Watkins. Sensible option.
That's very, very good play, that is. They bring the defence in, they tighten it up, knowing that they are going to kick over the top. And then Briscoe plays it perfectly. He knows he hasn't got the time to put the ball down and offloads it again. Very clever try, well worked try. That's what they've got to do now.
It's a terrific kicker. It's James Graham, that ability to play at the line with the pass, with the kick play. Briscoe holding the chalk, as they say, the sideline, and Watkins doing everything that he has to do. Great catch and a great little inside feed to Watkins. There's the catch, there's the inside feed, there's the finish. Good score.
Well, it has been a really good day for England, hasn't it? You know, it's been an efficient, promising, confident, consummate performance today from England so far.
I think they just had to build their performance off last week. As I said, very good performance last week, just come up short, and now they've just got to build it, because from here on in they've got the physical Fijian side, and then looks like New Zealand the semi-final if they win that, so it's not going to get easier.
Well, next week is definitely going to be tasty at Hull. The Sims brothers and Petro Sivanasiva with his swan song in this World Cup. There's some talent in that Fijian side.
You mentioned the other two sets of brothers.
Nuati.
The Millards.
And the Guamas.
The Guamas, yeah. The killer Uati. But the kick's been missed by Sinfield.
No, he kicked it. He kicked that. It's a great kick.
Has that gone over?
Well, he concentrated.
Sorry, I thought the flags were waving downwards. I think I was looking at the pom-poms instead of the flags.
Yeah, of course you are.
Great kick from Widdop.
Good play again.
Yeah.
Kevin Sinfield.
Just to confirm, Kevin Sinfield's 4th kick out of 7. And you all along. And 36 points to nil, England now lead.
And just interestingly for our viewers, O'Loughlin's off the field now. Is that precautionary with the injuries that he's had? I hope so. And Burgess to come back into the mix. England has some talent in this team.
They've taken on this Irish challenge today and they have demolished it. The Irish were always likely to come out fighting, but that fighting spirit was diminished very quickly by the quality of this English performance. Here comes Graham.
Worked tirelessly, hasn't he?
Got hurt there.
James Graham, yeah, he has got hurt.
This is Hill. He is a player you look at very often in a game and you think he's goosed, he's gone. And then next minute he's running 80 yards to make a try-saving tackle. Here's Briscoe. Oh, and the pass inside will be picked up by Tompkins. And juggled. More of the Tommy Coopers there from England. But here comes, oh, and he's still not got it. And cost Jason, I think it is in the end, who drops a little higher in that possession back again.
Briscoe burnt Pat Richards for speed, didn't he, on the outside?
He did. I think it was Pat Richards thought it was a lost cause, really. It's a tough World Cup, Pat Richards. Briscoe scored a couple of tries. They scored a hat-trick. It's been a tough couple of weeks from after winning the Super League Grand Final.
Does it? Bends his back. Opposite on the inside for Ambler. To have another strong run.
Nice good kick.
To run again, it rolls out of play, tap back on the 20. So let's hear from one of the Burgess clan. I think we're going to hear from Sam very shortly. Or is it just going to be Tanya? Tanya, what news down there?
Sorry, I can't compete with being a Burgess, but can you give some news on Sean O'Loughlin? It is just a precaution taking him off. Chris Brooks, the England doctor, just saying it's sensible because he hasn't played much, just to give him a breather and see him through the 80 minutes.
And an Achilles injury problem. It's a hard one to get over, isn't it?
I was speaking to him through the week and previously, and he wanted to get himself to a position where he could play and then train fully the following week, which hasn't been the case for him. And let's hope that's the case this week. I think with him in the team and the balance of the team, it makes them a whole lot better and a whole lot more balanced and more of a threat to both Australia and New Zealand, should it pan out that way.
Here comes Liam Finn. Solid defensive moment from Callum Watkins. Liam Finn again. This is Luke Ambler. Halifax these days, Luke Ambler, but another with Super League experience at Salford and Leeds. A kick by Liam Finn, a chase by Sam Tompkins.
Unlucky that.
He wanted to go dead, it has gone dead. And a tap back on the 20 here. 17.5 minutes left to play. How important that England ramp it up again now in these final 17.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think they have to now. It's not about the Irish performance, it's about their performance, and they just need to pick it up. Just lost their concentration against Australia a little bit, and they've got to just build up the tempo, build up the intensity, because they're not going to slack off the big two against them.
Westwood, Australians in action later this evening, by the way, at St Helens, when they play against Fiji. If you fancy going along to watch that game, tough, because it's another seller. Widdop into the hands of Ferris.
I think that'll be a cracking game later this afternoon.
Remember the game when those two matched up, was it in the semi-finals in the World Cup last year? Jared Hayne was playing for Fiji, wasn't he? And he smacked Darren Lockyer in one tackle. It was a big win for Australia, but it's a terrific occasion.
It's a good kick, that is.
Mendeka running it back, slipping past one, but not past the next two. So Robbie Hunter-Paul, what are you thinking down on the touchline?
Well, we're talking about how England need to step up their game plan now, but you've got to be, if you look at it from Ireland's point of view, Mark Aston must be pretty happy at the moment, because this Irish defence have tightened up and they've been able to keep England in this half down to only one try scored off a kick. So a lot of, we've got to pay compliment to the hard work that the Irish defence have now stepped up in the second half of this game.
6-0 England in the second half. 36-0 England in the duration of the game.
And that's a mistake, silly mistake. I think England got to go back to basics now. Charge it up the middle, and then just get the plays on.
Brian Noble's nodding his head. You agree?
I think it's a case of the dominance was established in the first half by their big blocks going forward. We've seen Graham play that part in the second half, and Hill and Burgess, but not consistently up because there's been space out there. And Robbie's quite right. Ireland have closed down the space a little bit better this second half. England will find more space if they do the tough stuff first by going forward first.
Here's Whittam of the Melbourne Storm. He plays in the middle of a pretty quality spine, doesn't he? Willie Slater at fullback, Cooper Cronk alongside him in the halves, and Cameron Smith, the number 9.
Watching Cameron Smith last week, right? He was class. I think he's played standoff for most of the last 20 minutes. He's in total control.
Oh, here's Rangi Chase just avoiding the attempts from Hassan, and left it goes again to Ryan Hall, and Hall back on the inside to Cutjo, and Cutjo breaking free from one, but they're across there, the Irish. They're still battling hard here. Ireland, they don't want to concede anymore. Ferris spinning it to Chase. Chase thought about kicking and then made the Irish think again he was going to kick, and then dropped it off for that big effort. Sinfield. And the effort from Tom Burgess, who's lost the ball.
Yeah. Bit scrappy that. Not the best pass from Sinfield. Lost control. Young Burgess came on the charge. Just got tackled short. Lost the ball as well, didn't he?
Did lose the ball. Got that right, Mr. Ali Bear.
Ireland restoring pride in this second half. Here's Curry, Ben Curry. Coach Tony Smith at Warrington has described him as a machine in training, Ben Curry, and he is really one that everyone's looking forward to developing over the next few years. He's only 19, isn't he?
Big thing for 19, isn't he?
Ireland looking to blast their way forward here if they can. Up gets Brett White, back it comes again to Luke Ambler, and he manages to get that ball on again, but England's defence is ready for the Tyrone McCarthy effort, and McCarthy's dropped it in the tackle. He has a hard stare at the English players and the referee, but Thierry Alibert has given head and feet to England.
Yeah, what they haven't done lately is just they haven't completed the sets and got a good kick in, because we saw Pat Richards' big kick that nearly left the ground. They've just got to get a kick in and make England come from their own goal area, really. They haven't done that, so England have had good attacking opportunities. It's such a simple game sometimes. You just got to do the basics very well.
Well, there we see the possession still very dominant in England's favour and the territory in this second half.
I mean, territory, it should be favouring Ireland in the second half, purely because of the conditions.
Here's Rangi Chase. And do you feel that Rangi Chase is settling more into the role of being an England standoff here today?
No, I don't think that's an issue. You're talking about his nationality, the fact that he's playing with this team regularly.
At number 9,
Roby. Runners are coming here. Widdop to Tompkins. Tompkins skips away. Runs into another.
Callum just overrun him there, unfortunately.
Pat Richards was the man who tried to tackle him, and Rangi Chase is after this! And Rangi Chase certainly got there first. And he certainly put it down. Thierry Alibert points the finger. Rangi had already pointed the finger in celebration. England up to 40 points. Ireland still with 6.
Yeah, very, very good finish again. The foot race, lovely kick by Tompkins. I thought Tompkins kicked for himself, but Rangi Chase got there. Just watch. Robbie again has made the difference. It's coming on. The missed tackle bounces off, and he thinks, right, down the middle, gap opens up, puts a grubber in, but Rangi Chase reads it very well and gets a hand to it.
I think it was a kick for himself. Tompkins, he's closed down on the outside. There you go. I'm going to get there. Rangi thinks, no, you're not. I'll get your kick. And beats Finn to the punch here, and yep, nice score.
And it's good to see a referee making a decision as well, isn't it?
Well, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, the right one.
Well, they've not always been making them, have they? They've been defaulting to the video referee an awful lot in this competition, but not there. Thierry was adamant.
Yeah, he's having a quiet second half. Would you referee Henry?
It's Widdop who's taking over the kicking duties here for England. I think Cameron Sinfield's off the field, isn't he? Roby's back on the field.
Yeah.
That's why Widdop's taking this.
And Lachlan, he's back on the field. So that's a good side for England. It means they're confident with his injury.
So here comes Widdop to add another 2, and England extend their lead to 42 points to 0. Delicious and delightful from an England perspective this afternoon.
Well, and there's no room on the outside, and you don't close Sam Tompkins down, and you let him come back at the middle. Danger, watch out. The kick for himself. Rangi says, no, it's not for yourself, it's for me. Boom.
It's his first try in International Rugby League as well, that Rangi Chase, at the 8th time of asking.
Double interchange.
And England come again.
Coming off.
10 minutes left to play. And from the boring coach's perspective here, how important to Steve McNamara that nil remains on the scoreboard?
It just seems to be the minute everybody starts to think about nil, something happens, bounce with a ball, and you end up conceding 6. But I think he'll be pretty pleased. A lot of positives in this England effort this afternoon.
Wait.
Paul Deacon alongside him, of course, the assistant coach. Rangi Chase, Sam Tompkins, Cudjoe, still Cudjoe.
He's just been too strong, hasn't he, Cudjoe?
Yeah, he has caused far too many problems for Littler.
Ablett. Oh, it's not the best of passes for Sam Tompkins. He made the best of it. Widdop. High and caught in the wind again. It's going to come back to Widdop. Still the 6th tackle, and he tried to kick again out of the tackle, but he can't do so. 0 tackle. Ireland have it back again.
Tried his best to manufacture something, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dropped it, kicked it, tried to head ball it.
Well, here's a chance.
That's good defensive play by Briscoe there, because Widdop got caught on the outside. Good Irish attack.
Tyrone McCarthy clattering it in. Pefarangi. 8.5 to go. Ireland desperately looking to eke their way onto this scoreboard if they can. Anthony Mullally.
Yeah, it'd be a big roar if they score.
Come on.
Cos Jason.
Good run, McCarthy, was it?
Last tackle. Ireland 5 yards away. Is this going to be their moment? Liam Finn with a measured kick. Ryan Hall over his head. Blanche can't take it.
Chance was there. Misread the kick, the English centres and wings.
I think in the end Blanche misread it. I think he comes in. Come in for the ball and goes over his head.
Chance.
Here in Huddersfield, you are also part of the largest sporting audience.
Well, the referee here, what's he given?
In this stadium.
I don't think the referee has given anything yet, has he?
I'm not sure what he has given.
Well, we're waiting here for the video referee to make a decision on the restart here. Not the try, obviously, but what the restart should be. And he's decided in the end, Blanche's last touch behind that dead ball line, and so a tap restart for England. And here's a lock.
So that the players can show you their appreciation. And likewise, we would like you to show the players
Hill with the soft hands.
your appreciation too. Thank you very much.
Roby, a dummy half. Westwood. Here comes Roby again. England on the roll. Watkins. He's a an athlete as well, isn't he? Given half an opportunity. Callum Watkins, a real beast on that right-hand side. Westwood. And England have taken themselves from their own 20 to within 10 metres of the Ireland line. So on the 6, they've got a chance to put a real attacking kick up here. Liam Finn found himself all alone to make that tackle. But he's pushed behind the line, and not a bad set from England.
No,
80 yards downfield and forcing the dropout.
Good yardage, very good kick. Didn't compete for the kick, but a great hit. I think it was Kudjoe. And now they got the ball back.
So the Irish looking to take their time with this to get a bit of oxygen back in their lungs, because they know there's another big onslaught coming their way in the 6.5 minutes that remain. It's Widdop on the catch.
He's got a big run up here.
Here he comes. Here he comes. An immense amount of meat coming flying at you. Burgess is put down. Tanya Arnold.
So it's Thomas Burgess ploughs forward there. His brother George is on the bench. We said they were working on his knee at half-time. They have what they call modern medicine working on him now. Chris Brooks is saying they've got a machine pumping warm air around his right knee and hope they'll have him right for next week.
Penalty England, 20 metres out.
I hope so, because that would be a big blow if he doesn't play.
Roby with a tap, England looking to run it. O'Loughlin now back to Hill, and Hill carrying and forcing and pushing, and Ireland having to retreat almost to their own goal line.
Yeah, a couple of tries just emphasise their superiority now.
Roby, here's Rangi Chase across to Widdop, and Widdop, Tompkins bats it on. Here comes, oh, he's given it as a forward pass.
I'm interested to see this. That's very good play by Pat Richards, though.
I don't think Pat Richards had much choice if he had to come in, did he?
Yeah, but he timed it really well, didn't he?
Today's man of the match has been selected by members of the press.
That went backwards, didn't it? That went backwards.
Man of the match is England.
Briscoe denied a hat-trick scoring possibility. Man of the match has just been announced on the PA, voted for the members of the media, and Ryan Hall, with his hat-trick, is the man who gets the man of the match award.
Play on! Play on!
I think he'd be surprised with that, Ryan Hall, because I don't think he's had to do much to score that hat-trick, has he?
Here comes Mullally.
I think it's a reflection of the good team performance for England.
It is,
nobody's been actually been a standout, have they? Which will please the England coach, and he's put the finishing touches 3 times to some pretty good play.
Pat Richards' kick, he wants to get on with this. He wants to see Ireland get something from this game in terms of a score in the denouement as the daylight begins to disappear. Because Jason, Liam Finn, good to see Liam Finn score. He's been a really outstanding player at Featherstone over the years, the last few years. It's a chance here for Mendeka, who's on his way to Featherstone, just signed a 2-year deal with that club in this last week or so. This now is Pefarangi, Pirani Pefarangi. If you're wondering about the name, his grandmother's Irish, that's why he's here. Jason, slowly played, Jason picks it up and throws it back to Liam Finn again. Here comes Brett White, back on despite the shiner. And on tackle 5, he's dragged down, a couple of strides away from glory. Jason spins it out to Liam Finn. Liam Finn with a chip to the corner, and Ryan Hall gets his big arms around that, caught it on the fall, diffuses the bomb, tap back on the 20, and England determined not to give anything away on their defensive line.
Oh, I thought he was away then.
They just haven't quite had the attacking threat of the Ireland. Good shape, there's nothing on the end of their shape, and the probably one chance they had was from a Finn kick, wasn't it, with Blanche?
Blanche, yeah. One of those things where they haven't got those strike runners and maybe a lack of creativity, you know, but they've just been totally out-muscled, outplayed behind.
Here's Roby. Westwood still banging on that Irish door whenever he can, but it remains firmly shut on that occasion. Roby. O'Loughlin. Oh, it's a dangerous pass, and it almost from Kudjoe into his fingertips. Just a little flick off the boot. He was away again. And reputations really have been enhanced by certain English players today, haven't they? Kudjoe being case in point.
confidence.
Not the most difficult of opposition.
No.
Bigger tasks lay ahead in this World Cup.
Well, none bigger than Fiji next week. It'd be interesting as how they go against Australia, but they'll offer a different challenge to Fijians for sure.
They'll be physical up front, you know, and they've got some strike runners behind as well. I was very impressed with the arty.
Job done by the English, though. Whatever the circumstances, job very well done, and I'm sure Steve McNamara and his coaching staff will be very happy. Paul Deacon on that coaching staff. Now, he's got a very unhappy international memory of this ground, hasn't he? Played against New Zealand, wasn't it, when he got... Were you the coach that night, Brandon?
I was the coach.
It was actually a very, very nasty injury he got. You were concerned about his health for a while after that, weren't you?
Yeah, likened to an accident, an injury you can only receive in a car crash, apparently. His top palate of his face and his jaw dropped down.
Was it
life-threatening at the time?
Was it Matai who caught him? I can't remember. It was a New Zealand centre, wasn't it, I think?
It was Vagana.
Here's McCarthy, Tyrone McCarthy. Penalty Ireland. Second effort in the tackle, I think that was. So 90 seconds, less than that to play. Ireland are going to go for glory here. Kick to touch by Liam Finn, and they'll have one more set to have a go at this English line. Haven't scored. To be honest, haven't really looked like scoring for most of this game. But is this going to be it? Here comes Brett White. Sturdily forward with the first try. Jason left to Finn. Finn puts it behind to Mendeka. James Mendeka. Oh, and they've thrown it away to Tom Briscoe. And England have it back and should now keep it for the rest of this game. Tompkins, one of those idiosyncratic wanderings of his to try and find a hole in that Irish defence, but none showing itself. Briscoe.
I said finish a set and then for the kick into touch. Shake hands. Get ready for the next game.
The Lachlan across the line. Rangi chase. Here comes Cudjoe. Here comes Cudjoe on the drive. Running it free. Being chased by a prop forward. James Hassan got back to make the tackle. Good effort by him at this stage of the game.
Great effort.
I'm sure the props club in our studio, Jamie and Earl, will have enjoyed that moment, seeing a prop forward making a tackle like that. But there's the kick, taken by Mendeka. He runs it out of play. That will be the final act of a very, very good English performance here today. Sure, the Irish is not going to give them their biggest test of this competition, but England dismissed any kind of resistance that the Irish were going to put up. They did it quickly, they scored quickly, they established a winning lead well before the half-time hooter had sounded, and they kept the job going right to the end.
Yeah, exceptional first maybe 20-25 minutes.